What's up guys, this is Astranox. In this Hero Siege video, I want to talk about the Shield Lancer, more specifically the Arcane Shield Lancer. So I've covered the Illusionist already, I've covered the Nomad, and now the Shield Lancer. It's about 4 parts in this video. We got the first one, which is why should you build a Shield Lancer? Why is the Shield Lancer so good? And then the second part will be the skill tree, the skill specialization, right? How do I build a Shield Lancer? And now the third one is going to be the gear, right? So how do you gear the Shield Lancer, the charms, right? And what stats should you go for? So I'll be showing a lot of different gear sets for wherever you are in the game. So it could be like a starter type of gear set, like more budget, and then, you know, you head into kind of like from early to mid game, and maybe some options as well for late game. But the video will not be showing like angelic or unholy pieces. So quite budget friendly and easy to work your way toward, right? And the final part, the fourth part, will be, of course, the gameplay. Like, you want to see the Shield Lancer in action, of course, right? So, yeah, so that's the Shield Lancer right here. Only hero level 31. But to be honest, right now, Shield Lancer is my favorite class. And I'll explain why. So let me jump into the game. Let's go. Here we are, the Shield Lancer, right? So why should you build the Shield Lancer, right? Well, as you can see, the amount of life that I have is pretty ridiculous. I'm very close to 20,000. Now, let me explain why it's crazy. Well, this is one of the damaging, right, skill that we're using. It's going to be scaled for arcane, can be scaled for physical. So I'd like to, you know, make the build work with physical later, but right now I have an arcane set that I'm swapping around on different character classes so I can test different things and compare them and make these videos for you guys, right? So this is season 8, and the shield wall is very interesting because it's allowing you to survive a lot of mechanics in the game. You're basically taking no damage from stuff that could literally like one-shot you, right? So the Shield Lancer is super enticing for like hardcore players especially. Very crazy what you're able to do. The first time I played the Shield Lancer, I realized that the shield wall is actually blocking stuff like wall of spells coming your way. It's breaking the walls and you're not taking any damage. So just that by itself is pretty crazy, with the fact that he has nearly 20,000 HP, and then this thing deals damage as well. Now it seems like there's a certain amount of life that you have on this shield wall, and that means like every life, you know, the amount gets reduced by 1 life every time you block a projectile. You stop like a spell or something to, you know, so instead of hitting you, it's taking 1 life out of it, and you can just put that thing back on you, right? Like, it's like here, I put it on, I can put it again, and you can see I have yeah, there's like 4 orbs of these shields spinning around me. It looks crazy, right? But this is all protection as well as it deals damage. And then you have the home defenses, and that's a lot of damage. You can do a lot of damage out of this thing. So I'll be explaining these things and show you guys how I spec into these in a moment here. But yeah, this is damage, and this can also be built for even more survivability. I could basically have 50,000 HP if I spec in pure survivability with home defenses. That's another thing that is crazy, right? So yeah, but this is going to be the major part of your damage if you do that, and missing the damage from that is going to slow things down quite a bit. So as you can see, full intelligence, right, build, no vitality, and the amount of life that I have, like, why is it happening? Is because this passive, like, look at that, life increase and all resistances. Not crazy about the all resistances, but it's something, right? That right there is, I mean, with all the plus skills that I have, that's over 2 Umrune right there, just in part of that passive. Then 56% life is pretty nice, but then you have this, that is even more, 2% life per point, right? And 2 vitality, and that vitality gets scaled because it converts into life. And then you got, you know, life percentage increase here, life percentage increase there, plus you got some on your charms, plus you got some on your gear. So it quickly gets out of control. So that's why. Now, the same gear on my Nomad, right? I had like high 5,000 to around 6,000 life, but I'm not running the cheeseburger. This thing's not even max. This is, you know, it's going to be 1,000 life when it's going to be at level 10, right? And this is all attribute. This is good for pretty much any class, the magic mushroom. And then this is not even built. I just started that because at level 5 it's a +1 all skills and a +2 all skills at level 10 plus the 10 all attributes. So it's always nice to have the Holy Bible built up, especially on classes that have passives like the Shield Lancer. Like, you're getting life percentage, all res, you're getting life percentage and vitality, right? And you're boosting your skills, plus you're boosting the synergies, which is in turn boosting the damage of your skills as well. So it really kind of like spirals out of control as you start scaling all these values, right? And the thing is, if you go with survivability relics, it gets real crazy. This is only level 2. This is going to become 500. Wait a second. Why is it so low? I remember that this thing at level 10 is actually 500 life. So massive scaling increase. I don't know how much vitality it's going to be. Maybe it's 10 vitality, or it's more like 20 when it reaches level 10. Or who knows, maybe it's even more. But I remember seeing that at 500 life at level 10. So I'm going to be working on that. So my HP pool is going to be higher. You know, my survivability, my effective HP, it's all going to go up as I boosting these things up, right? So yeah, so that's what I have on the Shield Lancer compared to my Nomad, which has around 6,000 HP. I do have things like this. So what's going to scale better is going to be flat life increase, because you have all these life percentage increase from your passive happening out of the 2 passive, plus you have life percentage out of some of your charms. So together it gets multiplied by a lot. So much value out of flat life increase. So I didn't even really spec into getting that life up. That's the thing. It's basically my relic and just damage gear that I have on. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Shield Lancer can get 100,000 life, right? If especially, I mean, if you go and you build the hone defense for life increase. So that's why the Shield Lancer is great. And then you have charging. Look, you want to speed things up, right? You don't want to teleport, because you have to remember that when you teleport, right, you have this. If you're sliding and through monsters, you're dealing damage to them as you slide by them. And this actually phases through the monsters. So that's another big thing. So like, look, the movement speed, it's already really fast on me. Like, I could like really like farm real chill, no problem, relax, like watch something on the other screen, right, just by boosting my movement speed even further. But like, if I want to go hard, I you know, I have my shields on and I just charge through the packs and they just get deleted. So that's very interesting when you want to really speed farm. When you're teleporting, you're basically, well, teleporting from one point to the other, so you're missing the monsters in between. But with the charging, you're really like taking out everything if you have enough damage. So that's another major plus. So these are some of the reasons why the Shield Lancer is so good. I mean, nearly like tripling my HP makes it so much easier for, of course, like Endgame, Hell 5, you know, the Inferno content. Of course, you will still get one-shot by one-shot mechanics, but the shields will be blocking one-shot mechanics, a lot of them. So reasons why the Shield Lancer is awesome. That's why it's my favorite class right now. So let's move on to the skills, right? How do you build the Shield Lancer? This is an Arcane Shield Lancer. It's not going to be a physical one, right? So as you can see, you know, I got here, that's another thing. The passives on the Shield Lancer are quite nice. Like, look at that. I mean, pretty insane. All the life, all res, the vitality, but then you get parry, right? Like 37% parry right there. That's free. On top of everything else, I got block on my shield, right? So all these things are different layers of, you know, protections to increase your survivability. Got a nice amount of defense, so, you know, like less chance for the enemy to hit me, right? I can pop glory for magical skill damage increase. You know, just a single point with the all skills that does it. This you don't really have to worry about these things. It's physical scaling, and it doesn't apply to us as we're dealing arcane damage, right? And this is a passive that allows you to armor break. And, you know, I don't need that, but I did put the point in because I was testing things. And also, wait a second. No, that's actually useful because you are reducing the attack rating of the monsters, which is making them miss more often, because, you know, attack rating is fighting against your defense to land a hit on you. So with all the enemies trying to hit you, I mean, if they have time to hit you, because you might be deleting everything as you charge through, but still, if they manage to like hit you and it doesn't get soaked by the shield wall's life, then, you know, reducing their attack rating can be a way to increase your survivability. So that's a 1 point there. So that's a charge 1 point into that, right? Like, you got the passive, no-brainer, right? And then you just prerequisite to reach the glory. But really, the damage comes out of here. You hit hone defenses, and then the shield wall, you know, for damage and the survivability that it provides. That crazy passive, 2% life per point and 2 vitality. Very nice. Like, that is some insane amount of survivability out there. I mean, from that. And of course this passive here, which is not as great, but it's, I mean, I'm still gonna drop 20 points because Knight's Resilience, it's not a prerequisite here. Actually, it's not even, like, here, Knight's Resilience is not even a synergy to increase the damage of home defense or even shield wall. But it's fine. It's fine, because Knight's Vigor is actually... Wait a second, I thought it was a prerequisite. Okay, I'm confused with another class, but it doesn't even matter. Like, you get so much value out of these passives, you want to max them, right? So Knight's Vigor, you max that. Knight's Resilience, you max that. The parry, just 1 point, but you could even go further and put some points in it, right? The Last Stand, that's, you get the prerequisite, right? I mean, you will, and then 1 point here, that's magic damage increase, as well as physical damage reduction. 46%, that is pretty crazy. When you stack on skill haste, it allows you to get a higher uptime on that thing, as well as higher uptime on glory, which is very cool. It's very cool. The counter, that I didn't build into it, but it's like the Defender's Justice that can trigger the counter. So yes, you could put that up, and well, when you... It says that when active, all monsters' attacks get countered with Trusting Lances dealing arcane damage. So I didn't build into this thing because the uptime would be something like 50%. It's not even 50% with my skill haste that I have on. And to be honest, like, they need to actually hit you. So I believe that if they miss you because you have too much defense, or, you know, or the shield, you know, wall blocks it, or if they're still alive, maybe they're just dead already, right? So it needs them to attack you for the counter to happen. So I didn't build into it, so don't follow this. I was just testing things out, and maybe that could be the one that boosts the damage the most. So don't worry about this thing, really. I'll get back to you guys with a counter build if that ends up being good. But to be honest, like, the way I have it right now, so I'm gonna explain. So the let's start with the shield wall. Shield wall is like this. So basically, getting some, you know, prerequisite, right? I increase 1 more point here, but you need 2 points to reach the next one, right? That's the way it works. So here you got some damage, but, you know, chance to unleash spikes dealing damage toward the attacker when blocking a projectile. So that's okay, right? But I don't like proc chances unless like you're hitting super fast and, like, you know, a low proc chance will still be triggering a lot. And then orbiting radius, this is nice, so it makes the area bigger, so you're gonna be able to hit more monsters. You're charging through, you're gonna be able to take out a whole big pack of multiple monsters with a bigger radius. And then here you want to increase the size of the shield wall. I think when you're dealing with, like, smaller projectiles, the bigger the size, the less chance it actually makes it to you. So if you max this thing, you're basically 100% covered around you, which means like nothing is reaching you if it can be blocked by the shield wall. So this acts as survivability increase, and as well as like boosting the hit box, right? So it makes it so no monster, even if they're tiny, they will be hit. And also boosting the size makes it so like multiple shield can overlap and hit the same target, especially bosses. More shields will be hitting the same target, which increase the damage, right? In turn, it increases the damage that they're taking. So the bigger the target, the more damage they'll be taking. So that's cool. That's good news, right? And it's better survivability as well. So here we got increase the amount of shields and shield wall. Very important. You need to max the more shields. And then this one here is orbital speed makes it so like it's spinning faster, which means like it's dealing more damage, right? So that's great. And shield wall orbits in an orbit around you with increased projectile speed and increased amount of shields. So not only you're getting more shield out of more shields, you're getting more shield out of this, and the damage gets increased as well. So that's why I've built the Shield Lancer this way with the shield wall skill. I've tried some of the other ones, but to be honest, like that's what I'm happy with. That seems to be the most optimal. Maybe you want to take some point out of some other things, like maybe you want to drop 2 points out of shield growth to go with pure damage. In case the thing is, if you want as much single target damage as possible versus a big target, maybe 2 points, and maxing this one instead of having 5 in here, you could do a quick reset or run a double build, right? You could have the number 1 and the number 2 with different builds, and then it will allow you to quickly swap for boss battles. Now for the home defenses, now that's the way I've built it, right? The risen guards. So this triggers a lot and it makes an army. You will see the gameplay after I go through the gear real quick and the charms. So let me try to do this video real quick, faster than the 1 hour videos that I've been making before, right? So okay, so the way I built it is pure damage. This is maxed out. This is prerequisite, right? Chance to increase the amount of stacks gained when struck. So having more stacks boost the damage from what I remember. Increase the duration, more like a prerequisite. Here is increase the damage dealt by home defense based on your armor. So more armor will lead to more damage, but also look at the synergy here. Armor actually increases arcane damage per point, right? So the thing is, I didn't actually realize that, but you could boost the damage with armor. Every point in armor increases defense by 5. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. To be honest, I wouldn't put point here because intelligence will just give you, it will end up giving you more damage, I believe. Increase magic skill damage dealt, plus you have the synergy as well. Now armor, you're getting it from all attributes. You see it, it's increased here. So there's that. And you get the physical damage taken reduced as well with armor. So you do get the synergy from all attributes. You get a lot of synergy, a lot of value out of all attribute on your relic, on your gear, on your charms. So that's very nice. Okay, so the thing with the home defense is, this build is, it seems to be like the most damage, right, from my testing. And there's a few procs here and there, but that thing seems like, it gets crazy. You will see the gameplay, but like there's a lot of triggers happening, and the summons, they're dealing quite a bit of damage. So that's the build that I went with. Now, if you want maximum survivability, insane amount of life increase, insane amount of life replenish. So you can have easily over like 1,000 life per second replenish from unstoppable Goliath. Not sure if I pronounced that right. I probably butchered it. But yeah, you could spec into this instead of this. But this is big damage. The Risen Guards. But if you want maximum survivability, you're trying to push content in hardcore, you will eventually take out whatever you're fighting. There's no like, you know, it's not like a damage race. Maybe there's no enrage mechanic. Then you could go with that, right? Bigger life replenish. Great. Very good. So you can spec into that, but if you spec into that, you have to boost the amount of stacks that you have. Max optimized safeguard, and I would say max lucky defense. And I would, I believe that you don't want your stack to drop as well. So maybe you want to increase the duration, right? But this doesn't deal damage. It's pure survivability. So just pointing that out, if you want to test it out, you could have two different specs and just swap in between, right? So that's pretty much the build, right? The skills, the stat allocation, pure intelligence. So that's here. Only 74% ignore arcane resistances, but you can see like I have a lot of magic skill damage increase. So yeah, that's the stat. My resistances are overcapped as well. And let's move on to the gear and charms real quick. So let's open this up. Okay. Now I have a lot of different gear sets, right? I'm gonna show what I'm wearing first. This is, out of all this gear that you're seeing in the stash, which I'll mouse over in a moment, this setup is the most optimal for me, right? In terms of damage. Now you could increase your survivability, right, with some like Leviathan's Carcass, right? But pure damage, right? I have enough survivability, as you can see, nearly 20,000 HP with all the layers of protection that I have. I went crazy with the Chaos Gems. I didn't know, but the Angelic Gem, you always want to put it in pretty much everything, right? I can still do the Steve 1 of Fortune. I need to replace these Amethysts. So always put an Angelic Gem first, because you can only put one per item. So I didn't know that. So I should have done that for my Arcanist Wrath. I should have done that for my Celestial Authority, because the damage difference is, especially for the Shield Lancer, those all skills are insane. All skills. Life. Auras. Life. Vitality. Parry. Damage. Synergy increase. More damage. All these, as you activate, more burst damage from Glory. From Last Stand. So mistakes were made. Mistakes were made, but I've learned it the hard way, because Angelic Gems are a bit over 1 million gold in Standard Season 8. And the Chaos Gems are over 2 million. I make them myself, much cheaper. You should increase your mining and jewel crafting, so much easier. So yeah, that's the gear that I have. Steve's Wand of Fortune, Arcanist Wrath, Celestial's Authority, Gaze of the Oblivion, the Steve's Necklace with the charm, so you're getting all these sweet stats. I mean, 50 all res is insane for the 2-piece. Then the 3-piece is a 4 to all skills, which is crazy on the Shield Lancer, like I talked about. 30 all attributes, completely busted for, you know, the Shield Lancer. All attributes are so good, and this necklace is full of them, and the charm as well, right? Plus, I could get 5% increase all attributes as well on that thing if I can, you know, get more gold, which I'm trying to with, you know, farming. And it's about your luck, really. You can do some flipping on the market, but, you know, with the limited amount of slot that we have to sell, the tax on the market, the listing costs, you know, better just farm and just sell what you find, basically. So yeah, that's the gear. That's the ring. Okay, the absence of constraint. If you don't have on, you cannot wear this wand. You see, a lot of classes cannot wear one. And when you go for like arcane damage, a lot of time you want to wear like a wand, or you want to wear something that you might not be able to. You put this absence of constraint, which is a lot of damage. It's just forged, but it's not started up. It's fine. It's tier SS, so it's too expensive to do that and risky. So yeah, the magic skill damage increase is beautiful. So it allows you to wear things that you were not able to wear previously. So that's very busted, and it's not expensive actually. I put a cast rate gem in there because a jewel, because I wanted to keep the level requirement low, so when I level new characters I can just put that thing on them as soon as I hit 54. New belt I'm trying. I normally run this belt, which is completely broken for survivability, especially in hardcore. This belt and completely busted, but I'm trying this thing. I'm curious about this shrine effect trigger from the collector, which is you need to kill, what is it, 10,000 monsters to reach 100% chance. Like, you need an average of 100, add 2 more zeros, so that's 10,000 on average. You're gonna need like 10,000 kill to trigger that thing. I don't know, but a shrine effect, couldn't it be like a shrine that drops scrolls of raw or the one that gives you like runes and you could get like high runes and stuff. I'm not sure. That's why I'm trying it. It does have the movement speed, which, you know, I kind of like to zoom through monsters. Kudo's Wedding Band is great. You forge it, you star it up. You don't want to corrupt it, of course. Not expensive. You might be lucky, but I've done like 40 of them. That's the only one that I was able to forge and bring to star 5. All the other one got corrupted. So, yeah, good luck. It's crazy. Gloves are great, a lot of damage. Now, these would be better, I think, if I fill in the Chaos Gem in the second slot. Actually, no. Not for the Shield Lancer, because the Shield Lancer doesn't need cast rate. You don't need cast rate. So actually, for pure damage, I think these gloves might just be better. Right? Because the Omnious Aura gives you more arcane skill damage. 34, as you can see. So, these, I'm just wearing these. This is my Nomad boots, but this allows you to movement phasing. I mean, you can charge and phase through monsters, but if you want to like run through them and just watch them get destroyed, right? These are pretty nice because you got that up to 75 movement speed. It's okay. The jumping power, it can help, I guess. Hit recovery, movement phasing. I mean, it's about the 2 all skills and 4 arcane skills. To be honest, like, yeah, you could be running this instead. Or that's very cheap and you get minus arcane res. And all res, very powerful. Rune is only 8 all res, guys. Not what it used to be. It used to be 15 all res, so yeah. These type of items got better, and skill haste is nice. Different things that I have here. This is for leveling, right? So yeah, I'll work on getting those Chaos Walker Unholy boots. That's like expensive though. So yeah, Flask is whatever. It's hardcore habit. I play hardcore as well, so like I gotta get a life flask there. But you can load up on XP increase flasks, you know, like damage increasing one, like magic damage, all that good stuff, right? You just trigger them, especially if you get like if you get a nice shrine, you pop it, then you pop your flask. There's all sorts of reason why it's great. But as you can see, I'm doing great, and I'm just running these. I'm not even popping them, guys. I just popped the life one. Like, I don't even need these. I don't need these. All I use is basically this one. These, you don't need to follow any of that, actually. So I'll work on my flask for my future guides, right? So that's the gear, right? Okay, I'll move on to my charms. And as you can, that's the relic. I'll just mouse over them real quick. It's just great. Like, they're solid ones to boost your survivability as well. You know, the all attribute for damage as well as survivability. So I'm trying to boost the survivability as much as possible with going with a full like kind of like damage set of gear. Charms, I'm just gonna go over them real quick. As you can see, like Fulgurate, like 3 all skill with high all attribute, especially high magic skill damage, can be very expensive. Millions of gold. Like, for an upgrade for this, I would need, like, for a small upgrade, maybe 5 million. More like 10 million plus, I think, for an upgrade. Like, a solid upgrade compared to this one. Maybe more than 10 million, actually. Maybe more like 20. Not so expensive, this one. It's good to have. All skills are very good, especially a 1-slot charm. Amazing, amazing, right? So, yeah. You can't go wrong with the Steve set. At least 2 piece, guys, because that 50 all res is crazy. 50 all res, you know what it means, right? That's okay, that's over 6 Rune. That's crazy right there, because you could be putting other stuff to boost your life. You know, fizz damage they can reduce, magic skill damage they can reduce. You know, you could go with like Jaws, you could go with like these. You could go with these. That's the cheapest one, Pristine Ruby. If you're gonna be running Celestial Authority, all your gems could be Pristine Ruby on your whole gear if you're running Celestial Authority, because you're getting 25% more, 125% conversion. That's like the cheapest way to scale your build as soon as you get Celestial Authority, which is like, when I bought it, it was like 8 million. I bought it on ID'd. I lucked out. It turned out to be very good. That's probably like, I mean, maybe like 12 to 15 million sell because it rolled nicely, right? So yeah, if you see mostly low rolls and you see something that's not identified, that's like for cheap, just grab it and try your luck, right? Nothing to lose, really. So yeah, the build could be super cheap. Pristine Ruby, you could just like beeline for a Celestial Authority and then just, you know, try to get a high amount of sockets because these will be very cheap. I can get those for some like 30,000 gold each. They're ridiculous. These are actually more expensive now. Like around 100,000 for Pristine Topaz and Pristine Sapphire are like 150. Pristine Amethyst are about 250 to 300,000. So you don't put that on your gear if you're planning to get Celestial Authority. Actually, this is a mistake. I need to replace the sockets in the wand. So this is nice for leveling. Always nice to have it on you, right? This is super cheap. This charm, I mean, like just get it. Survivability increase is crazy. Great for damage, right? You could get more int on it, intelligence. Small charm ideas and pure intelligence, movement speed. I mean, you can get 15 movement speed on a small charm. That's pretty crazy. You know, a 10 vitality. This scales up with all the life percentage that we have on the Shield Lancer. Like, I don't want to spend too long, but you can see one of these. That's pretty insane. What? This is 180 life. Wow, okay. So much scaling is happening. 377 life is over 1,000. Over, it's like 1,100 life. That's what happens after all conversions. Okay. This is a nice one to have with boosting magic skill damage. And then you have a socket, so, you know, you can put like Angelic Gem in there for one all skills. You got the execute happening as well. It's alright. It's alright. But there's a lot of other options. So that's the charms that I'm running, right? And let me show you real quick some other options before I move on to the gameplay, because I don't want this thing to last forever. We're already, it's like a 30-minute video already. Okay, let's go. So weapons, like, the thing is, oh, you can't, that's the thing. You need a shield. The thing is, this is a mirror spell casting, so you double cast, right? So you charge once, you're gonna charge twice. So, right. Yeah, okay. It doesn't really work on the Shield Lancer. I have it for other arcane scaling classes. That's the thing. This wouldn't really work on the Shield Lancer. So forget that. You need Sir runes everywhere. You need to have the Grand Arc Wizard like armor, which costs like around 500 million, I think, gold. It's not worth it. That could work, but you need this. You need the absence of constraint on you, right? You need it for any wand, basically. But you could put this for leveling Earth, Shaper's Talons. And then you could have the two-piece, I guess, Earth Shaper's Boots. But it's only going to give you mana, which you don't really care for, right? So some options. I was thinking this could actually be used. I realized that 2 all skills and convert it to magic skill damage. And then you got nice amount of intelligence, nice amount of all attribute, 2 socket on that thing. It for level 65, it could be used. It could be used. It can also be starred up because it's tier S. So I need to play around with this thing. I love stuff like intelligence converted to magic skill damage. It opens up possibilities, especially if you drop 400 point in intelligence, plus you're running a lot of all attribute or like getting a lot of intelligence all over the place. So here, this claw is actually pretty nice because you're getting a lot of damage. You don't need about cast speed. You don't care about it, right, on the Shield Lancer. And this is tier S, so you can start it up in like Odyssey, which is Soul Self-Found, Hardcore. Was it that? Or maybe it's just in a Hardcore. I got like a 5-star one or a 4-star one. It's great for leveling. 49, you can start to wear it. Those all resistances are very nice, with the rune getting like from 15 to 8 all res now. Look at that mana. You don't need it, but other class could definitely benefit a lot. Replenish mana. This is great. And the Earthbind, if you're speed casting on another class, it's nice. You're rooting them in place and they're taking damage over time. Poison. So yeah, that's a nice one actually. Easy star up, I guess. Easy to buy, right? So different options. Now for the armor. Arcanist Wrath seems to be the best, right? Outside of what the hell is the... Yeah, instead of angelic or unholy, right, gear. So you could wear this, you know, there's different roles, you know, but you don't get all skills with this thing. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. This can be pretty nice. You can get a lot of movement speed, but the thing is, you're not stacking cast rate on the Shield Lancer. So maybe not, but still, you could use this starting at 85, and you can get it for cheap. And you get cast rate on it and movement speed on it, plus you get the cast speed converted to movement speed, so you're getting a lot of movement speed out of the thing, a lot of intelligence. I mean, wait a second, intelligence goes to 65 as well on this thing. That's pretty nice. Magic skill damage is increased because I have 5 Z rune in this thing. Bought it for 300k when I hit like level 100 on like the first character in standard, which was the illusionist. After I played Odyssey hardcore and then hardcore, then I decided, okay, I'm gonna play standard because I can get pretty much every item and just make some build guides for you guys, right? So that's a nice one. That's a nice one, cheap to get as well, if you want to speed farm without having to charge all the time. I changed the charge scales off of cast speed. So you want to charge faster, get faster cast rate on yourself, and well, that body armor has it. It has cast rate. And definitely a decent amount of damage increase out of that thing on top of everything. And all skills, which can be 6. So, yeah. Now, pure survivability, Leviathan's Carcass. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Look at my HP. Like 19.3k. 24k, guys. This is like 5,000 HP. 5,000 HP out of a body armor. Yeah. Insane. And then imagine if you're running home defenses with the unstoppable Goliath. Oh my god, I can't even think about it. Like, this is completely insane. I said flat life is super powerful to increase your survivability, your life, because you're getting so much life percentage everywhere. And then you can load up on Willer, then Jules, and then maybe even Jaw later, something like that, right? And you could use something like this on a lot of classes, especially classes that are physical based later, because it has strength as well. So yeah, a cool armor. This is viable as well. A lot of different options, you know, like cheaper options for you guys, so you can understand. You might not be seeing this properly, but you can see this is great for leveling. Level 1 requirement, crazy traveler set. Wear that. Wear the crow's feather. Super easy leveling, like around 3 hours from, you know, a new character to, you know, level 100 if you have some gear to help you. If you teleport, you can probably do it with like some garbage gear, but like I just, you know, breeze through it. No stress, no, real chill. Even in a hardcore, if you get traveler set, that's very nice. This is another option. I mean, like when you're leveling up, I just got that thing and I was like, let me put that in my videos for an option. The shield, Defender's Justice, 250 flat damage reduction. So I'm going to speed it up now. I'm not going to give an explanation for everything, right? But this is crazy survivability for hardcore. You can have a body armor with 350 flat damage reduction. This works after every layers of protection, like all res, physical damage reduction, you know, everything. So this is crazy survivability for smaller hits, which can add up real fast when you're dealing with like 100 monsters around you. And like the screen is full, it's crazy. You're blasting, but then maybe you're not taking out the monsters. You're like in Inferno or high hell level, and you're trying to push, or like try to unlock Inferno or something, and your damage is not quite there. So the encounters might be longer. The trash packs are longer to take out. But yeah, the Defenders, it might be overkill for the Shield Lancer. Shield Lancer is insane survivability already, but just saying, I'm putting it out there, right? You can see counter trigger, but you have counter, so I need to try this later, this counter skill, right? So just an amazing shield and a lot of damage out of this thing, like all attribute, vitality, all skills, right? And the resistances, like you don't need to worry about putting runes, and then you can put amethyst, you can put any like, right, like you could go, you don't need cast rate on that, but you know, there's different options that you can go for, like cheaper to more expensive ones. Angelic gem plus chaos gems, like a lot of possibilities, right? So other things real quick, just like while you're leveling, level 52, level 30, skill haste, all skills, all attribute, right? Arcane skill damage increase, just a great overall shield while leveling starting at 30. Usually it's from top to bottom, from like stronger to not as strong, from strongest to least. And what I'm wearing is like the best. So what I'm wearing is like the top, and then you're going downward, right? So that was solid before, right? Don't try to star up, guys, and especially Forge plus star up. It's so much gold wasted. Just buy it already made if you really want it, but it's not worth it. Really, most cases it's not worth it. So some options maybe not so good because cast rate doesn't work on the Shield Lancer, but I didn't reshuffle the gear for the Shield Lancer exactly. But you know, options for you to level with, very good. This helm is crazy to level with. The skill haste as well. It's beautiful. The survivability on this thing is so good. Even have freeze duration level 29. Man, these are great, especially on classes that you need to cast fast, right? When you can really scale that cast rate. Yes, you can charge faster at least. So that's one way to utilize the cast rate on the Shield Lancer. Not as much damage as what I'm wearing, but you got Arcane Penetration. Even if I don't have 100% Arcane Penetration, this will not beat what I have. I'm pretty sure I've tested that, and it's still not doing it. Other options, yeah, you can start up, you know, tier S and under, especially if you can buy a bunch of them for cheap and just do it. Different options for you guys, right? Cast rate on these things. Movement speed while leveling up is great. Speed farming, movement speed is great if you don't feel like charging all the time or teleporting. So yeah, of course, like early leveling gloves, always good, right? So boots real quick. You can just pause, guys, because now I really have to speed it up. This only works, this neck only works if you have Celestial Authority. And to be honest, to really make use out of it, you need to start it up. Now the secret is that this is only tier S, and really that if you get a nice roll of it, and if you get lucky 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and if it's forged, you can get a lot of intelligence converted to cold skill damage, which gets 25% more into the conversion. It becomes arcane skill damage. And then you got the sweet intelligence of 8 that can get started up. So you're gonna get what, like over 12, like 12% intelligence, or maybe more, like 15 when it's maxed out at 5-star, right? Nice life. It's nice. It's nice. This is really solid, but you need all the things. Like you need to start it up. You need Celestial Authority. Not for everyone. Even making stuff like that, that's still not as good as Steve. Steve's necklace is crazy. The 2-piece 50 all res, the 3-piece for all skill, 30 all attribute, insane. So real quick, other options, right? Cheap, very cheap. In the meantime, you can wear these things. Not so much this one. You don't need a cast rate, so forget that one for leveling. So, you know, like, just put whatever you can initially, especially if you're in solo self-found. But, like, you don't need that, this cast rate for other classes you need to cast rate with. But maybe you get the Traveler, the Merchant, or something in Odyssey, and then you're like, oh my god, like I can use that. This is a big upgrade, let's say. Always a possibility. Wearing 2 of these is actually kind of like a low-key like secret, like I found out, if you have Celestial Authority. That's intelligence and energy, 50 and 40 energy. You get the 2-piece set of flat 65 lightning skill damage, which becomes 25% more with Celestial Authority, and 2 flat arcane skill damage. So this is surprisingly strong, especially if you're playing a class that has ailment that deals ailment damage. It's going to be even stronger, and these are cheap, and you cannot store them up though. You can forge them. You can get some more stuff out of them, maybe a socket. So yeah, different options for you guys. I really like the Kodo Whitting Band. The movement speed is amazing. You can speed farm, right? These are actually great if you need cast rate, but not on this class really. But still, magic finding early hell when you don't have, you know, high magic find from high hell level or inferno, you could stack up and put like magic find on your mercenary and just go crazy. And especially in stuff like solo self-found hardcore or hardcore, like you might not want to do higher difficulty because it's riskier, of course, but stacking up on some magic find can definitely help you a lot to get more heroic, maybe angelic, maybe unholy, right? So different options, right? Amazing for survivability. This thing is crazy. You can get like 50% physical damage reduction from the trigger, plus the passive physical damage taken reduced by 15 up to. All attribute, all resistances, arcane penetration, crazy. Cheap option at 46, you can start wearing something like that. That is forged with 20 all attribute, but I could start it up. Yeah, leveling up belts, Traveler, great. Options for small charms. I finally got one of these. That's nice. Like I could stack up on these. Actually, that's pretty nice. Life on kill. It's great for keeping your life topped off without having to worry. Especially if you're not running any life flask, unless you're doing endgame and you need to like heal up. And of course, you're not gonna be able to kill a lot of monsters unless it's like ad spawning all the time. Not for him, but this. Maybe, but you don't really need mana after kill. But this, flat vitality, flat life, arcane skill damage, or other element skill damage if you have celestial authority. Like this, lightning skill damage, right? Whatever's cheapest in the market, if you want to go that route. Flat arcane skill damage or other element, right? You can get more out of that because 24 versus tier S is 6. 3 of them, that's 18, but the triple slot is 24, but very contested. The Grand Charm triple, you know, L, like this is hard to fit because you're already full of other charms, so you're gonna mostly run smaller charms to fit into like where you have some space. So yeah, but just throwing these options out there. Percentage life, right? Just life with something usable, maybe an all skiller, like a 5 all Shield Lancer skill, or a 3, 4, or 5 Shield Lancer all skills. That'd be crazy, like with faster hit recovery, or like flat life, or life percentage, or you know, element skill damage with celestial authority. Like a lot of options that you can run. Of course, pristine amethyst, or you run pristine ruby, right, with celestial authority, or these. Not that. This angelic gem, chaos gem, right, to like when you push for mid to late game. Different options for you guys, right? So that's pretty much it for the gear, the charms, right? The charm, okay, here, arcane pen, you can easily fix that. Just make sure you can bring your arcane resist up. Damien's charm is a great one to get 45 arcane up to 45 arcane resistances. You know, the Steve set, of course. You can wear like a no star witch's brim hat. That's arcane resistances. You can also wear Gaze of the Void to counter the minus 75 arcane resistance, but Moonshard's very good to reach 100 penetration for cheap. You get that thing, set that in there. You don't have that yet. Maybe not even Steve. It's cheaper than Damien's Cage, I believe, as well. Can't go wrong. Just counter that minus arcane res. For leveling, great. The movement speed, you know, very nice. That one's great for leveling, and even like at 100, you can use that for a while. Pure survivability. Yeah, let me just put that on. Like, that's the thing. I don't even wear that, and you can see my life. Look at that. I put it on. Crazy. 2.5 plus. That's 5.2k. 3,200. 3,200 out of that. Charm, something like that. Pretty crazy, right? The aimbot, you don't need to run it to auto target for mobs that are mid to close to you. Mid-screen to you. So yeah, that's it. Oh my god, finally I will show the gameplay. Oh my god, still almost an hour, guys. I can't believe this. These videos, I want to make them shorter, but I don't know. Like I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go over everything, so you guys can, you know, get a feel for. You can see I just walk through. You know, I just walk through the monsters, and you can see projectiles are not hitting. They're not hitting me, right? The bees, they can't reach me with their projectile, so it's taking the life out of the shield. So that's a pretty cool thing. So zone 3-3, amazing for gold farming. You know, scrolls of raw. There's a lot of shrines in this place, and now I'm not charging yet. But look, if I'm charging, okay, the game slows down. But look. Like, you can, like, I mean, I don't do it like that, but I'm just showing, you know, the possibilities of the charge if you want to kind of like speed run. Like, I could almost crash into the boulder again, which is crazy, right? These Shrine of Destruction, you can get a lot of them. Get Scroll of Raw. You can get the Karukisen Key, which are they're 500,000, guys. I love my loot filter. It basically shows nothing. That's like, it only shows the good stuff, but here easy like spam charge. Look at that Desert Storm right there, drop. So Yeah, I mean, if you go and do the boulder, the projectile, they don't block it, right? Another one. Sorry, I'm messing up my keybind because I was playing Path of Exile, and my keybinds are different. Like, I normally use them, guys, for something else, so it's really messing things up for me. Yeah, I'm all messed up. I'm like, man, it's like I feel like for some reason I'm automatically pressing some things that I press on Path of Exile, because it's a new league, right? It's was 3.27. What is it? So Arcane Globes, you can wear that. You can wear that as well. I just wanted to show the damage that you can get by just walking through them or even charging through them. So, So yeah, because you might be checking some of my other videos, right? My other videos of the Nomad, the Illusionist, and then you might want to compare between them and see like what is one of these treasure guys is still up there. My god. So I just reset and just do it all over again, right? That's an easy speed farm. So let me just show you. I'll just do it again, but like this time I will normally here I would mine the jade ore that's outside, or the terranium or whatever it's called. I don't pop angelic. Anything that use a key I don't, because I just sell these chaos keys. The chaos keys are like 50,000 gold, like easy 35, 40, 50,000 gold each. So like I don't pop these. That's only good for Infernal, like in like the Infernal map using codex and stuff, I think. See, Shrine of Destruction, crazy. No scroll of raw. The price went down for those scrolls, but you know, sometimes the price go really up when someone goes and farm it a lot. When someone farms raw a lot. So yeah, oh, I just missed out on these guys. So yeah, you can see with the charging, you can quickly just get back to like chase them, or just, you know, take out whatever you need real quick. Just farm, man. Oh, you see, I got the Curacan key. Curacan key. That's 500,000. Yeah, 500,000. Easy 500,000. 500,000 to 600,000. Easy. So these are. You see how tanky these are? Yeah, that's usually not how it is. It's way smoother than this normally. But yeah, you can just walk and jump. You don't need to charge if you want to chill. I mean, I like to get that magic find increase. I said I was going to charge and this. Oh, here we go, baby. The Mayo sock. I'm grabbing these because, yeah, I sell them for satanic crystals, which I mean can be bought for cheap. But that was nice because this thing right there. Okay, I want to just show it on the video. That's funny. And then I ended up getting that thing. Easy 500,000. Okay, so now I will do my usual. Go. Oh, wait, that's the wrong place. Oh, it's actually it's this zone is actually satanic zone. Yeah, rune drop rate. The one that I really like, right? The one that I really like is the one that has a chance for the ancient monsters to become to drop relic. Now that you can see some monsters, of course, is longer to take out than others, but when you get one of those satanic zone, it's great. Right, Shadow Realm. It's great because you're just able to farm a lot of your relics, bring them to level 10, and I mean you get a lot of power out of that. If you have not done so before, you can get a lot of survivability, a lot of damage increase. So it's definitely great. Now the problem with charge is when you hit an obstacle like a wall, it's really messes up your flow. But you know, when you get used to farming the same area over and over, I'm not doing it good like on the video at all, but like when you get in the zone, right? And he was right there. You know, you're farming the same zone, like 3-3, the one that I've shown you guys for gold farming. That's just amazing. A lot of Shrine of Destruction there. Scroll of Raw, Curacan Key. I got a lot of Satanic Dices. I mean, you can get those everywhere, but it's just like I farmed that place a lot, so that's how I got my wealth, basically. And I started standard like 3 weeks into the season, guys, right? Because I started with Odyssey hardcore. You can see the army that I'm making that's just fighting for me. That's just, I don't know why I'm taking out everything, but yeah, it's doing quite a bit of work. So I'm gonna reset the damage meter when I get to the boss. I'm awful at charging, actually. Ah, my god, I don't do this zone often at all. I haven't leveled a new character in a while now. Bifrost, nice. That's 100 to 200,000 gold, depending on how's the market right now. I need to just start popping these, actually, like, because I can do endgame content. Like, I can pop like I can probably do all kind of like endgame bosses, right? So let's see the damage, right? You can see, like, I could stay in place and let's look at the damage. Look at that. Okay, I'm the beam. Am I soaking the whole beam? No, I'm not. I'm taking some damage. I popped a potion, but you can see the damage. It was 340 million damage. So that's like the level of the Nomad in terms of damage, but with the triple the life, plus the shield as it makes you immortal, basically. So same damage as the Nomad. The Nomad just can detonate a whole pack, right? The chain reaction, but doesn't work too well in Inferno. But that goes to show you guys, like, the survivability of the Shield Lancer is crazy. So now I'm gonna jump in Inferno to just show you really roughly the damage that it's dealing versus big healthy packs of monsters, and then I'll end the video. But it really goes to show you that this class is insane for survivability. It's completely busted. It's like in a league of its own, basically. Especially if you're gonna be playing hardcore, especially if you're playing solo self-found Odyssey. The Shield Lancer is just like a winner. It's a boss. Crazy. All right, Inferno. So in Inferno, I'm gonna show this zone. So Act 2 backward and back into Act 1. So here's the little trick. You get right to the portal. It brings you to the portal that brings you to Village of Lamia. And you might know this place, like, that's pretty sweet to farm, actually. So that's a trick for you guys. Look at the damage, right? This is Nomad level of damage. Nomad is 1 to 2 billion with that gear set. FYI, just for you to know. And then, look, if you want, you can do this. Like, you can just charge from pack to pack. Feels great. The computer really slows down. I don't know, man. This game maker engine is that Hero Siege is built on is limiting its FPS, because my computer can handle this. No problem. I could keep my, my frame rate of 144. That's, or 120. My screen is 120. My laptop is 144. But it's struggling with, like, when a lot of stuff is happening on the screen. So you can see easy billion to 2 billion when you're dealing with a lot of monsters. If you're in a big pack, they're not dying. Like, you're dealing with a lot of targets. You could easily do a few billion of multi-target damage with the Shield Lancer. It's the home defenses with, it's the shield wall plus the home defenses with that army that you're building, really like driving that DPS up. But you don't want to be slowing down and like staying on small monsters. This is not efficient. As you can see, Act 2 backward into the portal that brings you to Village of Lamia. Now you should have reset already. Like, as soon as I got, like, basically, like, if you take Black Death out, like that's super unique or whatever, you don't get a good drop. You slide charge all the way here, then quickly you portal out of this place, and here in town you vote reset and you do it all over again. Like, quick tip, like that's the way to be efficient. But I just cleaned up while I just finished my yapping. But yeah, sorry about the long video, man. I think it's the equipment part. I need to just hover over the stuff and not go over everything. I want to do this faster, and I want to go over like pretty much every class in the game and try different builds and all that. But this was it. I'm gonna call this the Arcane Shield Lancer. Like, build guide. Really covers a lot. Pretty much everything you guys need. Okay, hero level, I didn't go over it even in the other videos, but initially you want to beeline, you skip this side here, right? You skip that, you beeline all the way up there. It's fine if you're like getting strength. You could deviate, but then you're losing a point. Go straight up there. You can put something. I don't even have something here. You go here and you could get here at 1 point, but you don't need it on the Shield Lancer. You don't need it. You come here, you get that That one here will unlock the slot here. That one here, you don't have that normally. So then you can fit the Soul Collector, which you can get for very cheap. It doesn't have to be such high stats. That's a great one. This is amazing for any class, especially Shield Lancer, because you don't want to mess up your quadruple, your square ones, because you want 3 square ones, and you don't want to mess this up. But you, instead of Soul Collector, you could have another square one here. So that's crazy. Not only Soul Collector is good for. So I would just go there right away. That's a lot more value than getting this and this. These are nothing really. So you charge there, and then I'm gonna respec and take these points out, and I'm gonna beeline up there, because here you're getting a mana regen, mana leech and stuff, and then you have multiple options. You want to XP up faster, there you go. You want to all res, maximum res increase, there you go. Not really a problem on a Shield Lancer. 25 all attribute, very powerful. You know, movement speed, you're tired to charge, you just want to like walk like a crazy person, like run like a madman with hit recovery, why not? 50 percent magic, fine. Okay, in lower hell difficulties, I guess. But stack your mercenary with magic, fine. I don't even do it, which I should do it. I should have like a beefed up mercenary, full tankiness, but like really stacking a magic, fine with a bunch of Is runes. That's what I was running in hardcore, but I need to replicate it here. I don't know if it can survive in Inferno really with Magic Find gear on. That's the thing. Or 2 all skills. So much value. The 2 all skills on the Shield Lancer is crazy, guys. Like I talked about, parry, life regen. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different options. Take your pick, right? But beeline toward that. Get that one here. You could even get that one here, which that's actually what I'm going next. And then I'll move on to like something up here, right? But the thing is, when you reach up here, then you can, I think you're able to go get 2 all skills plus MF, or, you know, with different things like all attribute with the movement speed. Maybe you can get 3 of these. Maybe you can get 4 of these. I'm not sure, because I haven't reached hero level 100 yet. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to you guys. If it was, if you found some valuable information, learned something, if you want to see more, don't forget, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. A lot more Hero Siege content coming up, as well as other ARPG content. I like to play hardcore, but we'll see. You know, to make build guides and stuff might be easier to play standard, you know, because stuff like solo self-found, hardcore, it's hard to build characters and really try a lot of different things. You have to build too much survivability, and then it kind of like limits your choices, right? When the majority of players are actually playing in softcore. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.